News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Is someone sending in the clowns? Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. Thursday, October the 6th, 2016. Right now, the sky is overcast. We have 39 degrees in Missoula. Newscast this morning, sponsored by Dig It Excavating, bringing 30 years of excellence to every job. For all your excavation needs, call 214-4292. Missoula schools received an online threat on Wednesday from an anonymous poster known as Zootown Klown, who checked into Sentinel High School via Facebook and warned that clowns would attempt to kidnap and kill students on Friday. Missoula Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh says police have seen the internet post.
We here at Missoula Police Department are aware of what's going on nationally, and I would point out that from what we've been able to read here, it sounds like most of the incidences are nonviolent, although there have been reports of threats being made. And it is also true that there was some type of a internet post put up here in Missoula towards a local high school.
At this point, police are trying to determine if the threat is credible.
We have not been able to substantiate it as a credible threat at this point. However, we have also notified all our school resource officers and also local school officials that this apparently is out there and that people may be talking about it. They will notify the department if they need extra resources, but at this time we are operating as usual with our officers in the schools.
The police department in Great Falls also had to deal with a similar threat this week. Meanwhile, a school in Yakima, Washington closed down over an alleged clown threat. A man who walked away from a pre-release center before stealing a pickup truck at the Missoula International Airport and leading police on a chase has been sentenced to 10 years in prison with 5 years suspended. The Missoulian reports 23-year-old Timber Forrest Sherrard was sentenced Tuesday on escape, theft, and criminal mischief charges. Sherrard had already been serving a 10-year term with 5 years suspended for felony theft when he didn't return to the Missoula pre-release center on January 30th. Court records say he told police he'd gone to a bar to have a drink before heading to the airport and stealing a truck. Police say Sherrard led authorities on a chase around the airport grounds before he crashed into a fence, hid in some bushes before he was arrested. After coaching the state speech and debate team at Loyola Sacred Heart High School to 33 consecutive state championships, Matt Sturgis freely discussed his disgust at the performance of Tim Kaine and Mike Pence during their single debate at Longwood University in New York on Tuesday night. Sturgis said if he were the moderator, he would not have tolerated their unprofessional and undignified behavior.
But frankly, if I'm judging a debate like that or I'm moderating and it gets to be that way, I don't know about you, Peter, but I would walk off. I'd say, you know what? You guys seem to be intent on ignoring my questions. First of all, you're not answering my questions. You're not following my prompts to stop talking. So apparently you guys are pretty convinced you guys you don't need me here. So, I'm leaving, and enjoy your conversation. I would walk off.
Sturgis said he believes the American people deserve a true discussion about the issues, not a childish display.
The stakes are very, very high here. We're talking about a lot of policy issues that need to be resolved, need presidential leadership, and the directions are so different between the two parties right now. There's so much at stake, and we'd like to hear a little bit more of a responsible dialogue and discussion about the issues of the day instead of attacking.
Sturgis said he hopes the presidential candidates will play by the rules on October 9th and again on the 19th and have a substantive debate. And speaking of debates, at last night's final congressional debate in Great Falls, Republican incumbent Ryan Zinke received boos from the audience when he told his Democrat opponent Denise Juneau, the state's first openly gay federal candidate, that he supported her decision to be whoever she wanted to be.
It's not my right to dictate how you think or what you do. And so I do support you. If you want to be lesbian, you want to be Muslim, you want to be whatever. Doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter.
Please.
It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter in Montana, and it doesn't really matter in this election, because Montanans generally aren't that way. What's important is you have the right to be you.
The debate also featured Libertarian Rick Breckenridge, who replaced the late Mike Fellows, who was killed last month in a car crash near Missoula. A man who was shot in the arm by Butte's Silver Bow police has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit over the 2015 incident. The Montana Standard reports that Joseph Daniel Feltz filed the lawsuit yesterday at Butte Federal Court, alleging he suffered permanent nerve damage, severe emotional distress, and an inability to work as a result of a shooting. The lawsuit names the Butte Silver Bow Police Department and 2 officers as defendants. The lawsuit accuses one of the officers involved of dragging Feltz out of his vehicle, verbally assaulting him, and threatening to shoot before ultimately shooting Feltz in the arm. Sheriff Ed Lester declined to comment. Montana Attorney General's office declared the shooting to be justified. This November, voters will decide if trapping should be restricted to private property or be allowed to continue on public lands with Citizen Initiative I-177. Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation spokesman Mark Holyoke is urging the public to vote against the initiative and says that ending trapping on public lands will hurt elk populations.
Trapping and hunting are the main ways that our wildlife managers keep track of, monitor, and balance wildlife populations. Trappers, over the last 4 years, every year, have taken approximately 40% of wolves off the landscape of the overall quota that's been taken. If you remove trapping, immediately you're going to have 40% more wolves on the landscape, and they have a definite impact on elk and deer and moose herds across the state.
The RMEF hopes that the public will consider the broader implications to a ban on trapping.
It comes down to public safety and health. It's important that people understand this is not just a singular issue of a pet that may end up in a trap or something along those lines. This has wide-ranging effects and could have and would have wide-ranging effects on the health of our wildlife populations across Montana.
The foundation calculates the passage of the I-177 would cost the state nearly $500,000 a year because the state would have to find a new way to control animal populations in lieu of trapping. Our News Talk time is 6:11.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Patchy fog is expected this morning. Otherwise, look for mostly cloudy skies, scattered showers, and highs in the 50s. A slight chance of showers overnight tonight with our lows dropping into the upper 30s. Another round of rain is expected Friday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster, KECI 13.